Okay, natapos tayo. Actually, natapos yata tayo dito sa may, hindi ako nagkakamali, dito sa thyristor characteristic. Pero ewan ko kung dito talaga, pero kasi na ano ko yung medyo nag-aano lang kasi yung ibang block. Okay? Natapos namin tong lecture na to last week kasi hindi tayo nakapag-meet last week dahil holiday. Okay? So ngayon, tatapusin rin natin to. So di-discuss ko ngayon tong chapter na to, o yung topic na to. Okay? Okay, sige, start tayo dito. So yung thyristors na pinag-uusapan natin, which is a power switch. Okay? So, ang idea dito, ang operation niya is parang switch. So, technically, it is an on and off operation. Okay? So, ngayon, ang pag-turn on ng thyristor, so, base dito, so, meron tayong tatlong way, okay, para i-turn on yung thyristor. Okay? So, first, dapat daw yung device must be forward bias. Okay? So, kung familiar kayo sa operation ng diode, so ganun din yun. So, meaning, kung maalala yung terminal ng diode, which meron tayong tinatawag na anode, and meron ding cathode. Okay, yung anode is a positive material, and anode is the negative material. So, depende sa kung paano mo siya ibabayas. Magbabago yung operation niya. Actually, ang idea lang, kailangan mo i-forward bias siya para mag-conduct ng current. Okay? So, kapag in-on natin siya, so therefore, dapat mag-conduct siya ng current yung device. So, therefore, mangyayari lang yun kapag yung anode mo is more positive than the cathode. So, meaning, yung anode na terminal mo o yung P-type material mo, dapat yun yung nakakonect sa positive terminal ng battery. Okay? While yung cathode sa negative. So, ganun siya. So, same lang siya nung kung paano nyo no-operate yung diode. So, ganun lang din siya. Then, pangalawa, a positive gate current should be applied at the gate. Okay? So, apply ka dun ng gate current para mag-switch siya. Okay? Mag-switch on. So, yun yung isang way. Okay? Then, pangatlo, so the current through the thyristor should be more than dun sa tinatawag nating latching current. So, ang idea, meron lang parang nakaset na latching current. So, may value yan. So, once na nahigatan mo yung value na yun, so technically magla-latch na siya. Okay? So, pag sinabing latch, sabi dito, continuously flowing yung current. Okay? So, ang idea lang dito parang sinabi mo ang device is a latch. So, it will, kumbaga, continue to turn yung sa condition niya na, no, yung, kunyari, in-on mo siya. So, habang buhay nang naka-on yan kapag nag-latch. Okay, so paano mo siya papatayin, sir? So, i-off mo rin siya. So, parang ganun lang. So, hindi siya kusang mag-off. Okay, so, ang idea, once na ni-latch, kagaya ng switch, so once na in-on mo yan, yung mga mechanical switches natin, so once na in-on mo yan, habang buhay na yan na naka-on, okay, dun sa state na yon, hanggang hindi mo papatayin continuously, ganun yung condition niya. Okay? So, yun yung tatlong condition para i-turn on. So, ano yung mga important points para sa thyristor natin, specifically yung SCR o yung silicon controlled rectifier. So, una, meron tayong tinatawag na latching current. Okay? So, latching current is the minimum current required to turn on the SCR device. Okay? And convert it from the forward blocking state Okay, to the on state. Yung forward blocking state kasi, yun yung inano natin na kapag kagaya ng diode na kapag pinorward bias mo, di ba nag-on na siya? On na kagad yung device. Pero ito, antayin niya munang merong trigger sa gate current niya. Kumbaga sa gate terminal niya. So, ibig sabihin, papadaloy ka ng gate current bago siya mag-on. Okay? Kasi kung hindi, kahit pa sabihin natin naka-properly bias siya, naka-forward bias siya, so nag-antay pa rin siya. So, kahit naka-forward bias, nasa blocking region pa rin. So, meaning hindi siya magpa-permit ng flow of current. Okay? So, dahil dun sa sa gate terminal natin. So, yun ang parang trigger mo. Kumbaga, kung magpadala ka dyan ng kuryente, saka lang siya mag-on. Okay? So, parang ganun yung idea. Kaya dapat, yung latching current natin, yun yung minimum current required to turn on the SCR device. Okay? So, ganun lang siya. Then, next is we have yung holding current. So, holding current is the minimum forward current flowing through the thyristor in the absence of the gate triggering pulse. Okay? So, syempre kasi pagka ang idea lang parang once na nag-on na siya, ay hindi talaga nag-on. Na forward bias mo na siya. Okay. So, meron yang minimum na forward current na nagpo-flow pero napakaliit. So, technically, parang hindi pa rin naka-on yung device mo. Pero syempre, sa tunay na buhay, meron na dumadaloy na forward current doon. Yun yung holding current. Okay, so ibig sabihin nag-aantay na lang siya ng gate triggering pulse o yung current na dadaloy sa gate. Okay? Then we also have yung forward breakover voltage. So forward breakover voltage. So this is the forward voltage required to be applied across the thyristor to turn it on without the gate signal application. So, sabi ko nga kapag naka-forward bias, meron sa tunay na buhay, may kuryente na nagpo-flow. Kaso napakaliit. So, yung napakaliit na kuryente na yun, hindi kaya niya i-on yung mga devices mo. Pero technically, parang naka-on na siya. Pero, hindi pa siya talaga totally on. Kaya nga nagantay siya nung gate triggering. So, ang mangyari lang doon, naka-hold lang siya. Kaya nga siya holding current ang tinatawag. So, ibig sabihin, nag-aantay na lang siya kumbaga nandiyan na, on hold na, okay, nag-aantay na lang siya na ma-trigger. So, inaantay na lang talaga niya yung mas mataas na latching current. Okay, pero syempre, pag tinaasan mo yung forward voltage mo, yung pang forward bias, di ba sa diode, basta ma-reach mo yung 0.7 volts, ano na siya. Ngayon, syempre, meron ding hangganan yun. So, pag na-reach mo yung hangganan niya, parang masisira rin siya. Pero ang effect niya sa kanya, mag-on na. Okay? Yung kumbaga, pag tinaasan mo yung voltage, yun na para i-forward bias mo, tapos ma-reach mo yung hangganan niya, magiging tinatawag na siyang forward breakover. So, ibig sabihin ng breakover, masisira na yung device mo kasi parang na-reach niya yung limit niya. Okay? So, once na nangyari yan, automatic yung device mo magta-turn on kahit walang signal na i-apply sa gate. Okay? Pero yun nga lang ang problem dito. Parang sinira mo yung device mo kasi nag-short na siya. Kumbaga parang nasobrahan ng forward voltage, then nasira na siya. So, parang shorted na siya, kumbaga. Kaya yung kuryente, tumadaloy na. Okay, so naka-on na yung device mo. Yun nga lang, pwede kung nasira mo na, hindi mo na siya ma-off. Parang ganun yung idea. Okay, then we have yung maximum reverse voltage. So, this is the maximum. So, kung merong forward, meron ding maximum reverse. Okay, voltage to be applied across the thyristor before the reverse avalanche occurs. Okay, so ideally, SCRs are represented by a short circuit when operating within the conduction region and as an open circuit when operating with the blocking region. So, kung titignan natin, ang operation niya talaga, parang switch lang na mechanical switch na may on and off. Okay? So, on siya, forward, kumbaga, shorted yun. Okay? And meron din off, which is, yun yung parang reverse bias mo. Okay? So, yun, ganun siya. So, pag shorted, it can be represented as a short circuit. So, parang switch na naka-on. Okay, then kapag off, parang naka-open lang. So, technically open circuit. So, mataas ang resistance niyan. So, infinite resistance. Kumbaga. Okay, kaya yun ang idea. So, on and off. Okay, so on and off. So, ganun yung operation niya. Okay? So, dito, sabi dito, once na na-trigger daw yung SCR o yung thyristor natin, meaning, pinorward bias mo siya, pero wag namang sobra. Tapos nag-apply ka ng triggering current. So, mag-on na siya. Okay? So, ngayon, once na hindi, kahit saglit mo lang, kahit pulse lang yung pinadala mong kuryente sa triggering mo, sa gate mo, okay na yun. Kumbaga, hindi naman kailangan sustained or continuous na may kuryente para mag-on siya. Kasi ang idea nga dito, parang latch talaga siya. So, pag nakakita kayo ng mga switches na mechanical, such as yung rocker switch, yung toggle switch, di ba pag in-on mo yan, naka-on na siya talaga. So, parang ganun lang. So, ibig sabihin, kahit tanggalin mo na yung kamay mo, kasi pinindot mo, kunyari, pinindot mo yung switch. Okay, so na-trigger na siya. So, kahit tanggalin mo na yung kamay mo, okay na siya. Hindi yung tipong doon lang siya, yung kamay mo, yung daliri mo. Hanggang naka-on siya, tapos pabinitawan mo. Wala na, hindi ganon. So, dito sa SCR, basta na-trigger mo na siya, na-latch na siya, wala na. So, yun na yun, on na siya nun. Tapos, hindi na siya mag-off. Mag-off lang siya kung i-off pa talaga. Okay? So, ganun yung idea dito. Okay? So, sabi rin dito, meron tayong turning on and off mechanism. Okay? So, thyristor SCR conduction. So, in reverse bias mode, the SCR behaves like a diode. Okay? So, it conducts a small leakage current which is almost dependent on the voltage but increases with temperature. So, when the peak reverse voltage is exceeded, dun mangyari yung avalanche breakdown and the large current will flow. Yung large current na yun is a reverse current. Okay? So, in the forward bias mode naman with no gate current present, so therefore it is in untriggered state. So, the device exhibits a leakage current. So, if the forward breakover voltage is exceeded, so yun nga ayaw natin mangyari. Dahil magkakaroon ng self-triggering. So, ibig sabihin, kusa siyang mag-on. Okay, so ayaw nating mag-on ng mag-isa yon. Okay, kasi isipin niyo parang ganito, may switch kayo biglang nag-on yung ilaw nung wala naman kayo pinipindot. So hindi yun desirable. Okay, kasi nagkaroon ng self-triggering. So yun na nangyari kapag nasobrahan mo yung forward voltage mo. Okay, so ganun lang siya. So yun ang iwasan natin. Okay, so sabi dito ang normal forward voltage drop typically ng 1.5 to 3 volts. Okay. So, yan. And, okay, so the presence of any gate current, IG will reduce the forward breakover voltage and will trigger the thyristor at any required instant. Okay, so ito yung teka, ano yun? 3.2. Okay. So ito yung pag-off niya. So ang idea lang dito is mag-supply ka lang ng current na ito yung mga process. Okay. So yung thyristor turn off, so the process of turning off SCR is defined as the commutation technique. Okay? So thyristor cannot be turned off by applying negative gate current. So it can only be turned off if the current I through it goes negative or reverse direction. So in all commutation techniques, a reverse voltage is applied across the thyristor during the turn-off process. So ang ibig sabihin lang yan, class. So ang ilalagay mo, a negative or reverse voltage. Okay? Kasi once na naglagay ka ng bias na reverse, yung kuryente mo babaliktad yung flow. Okay? So once na nag-reverse nagkaroon ng current reversal, doon siya nag-off. Okay? So in all commutation techniques, a reverse voltage is applied across the thyristor during the turn-off process. And meron din dalawang methods na pinakita dito para i-turn off. So first, we have yung natural commutation and number 2 is the forced commutation. Okay? So in natural commutation, kasi kung titingnan nyo, itong sine wave. So ang alternating current kasi nag-alternate siya ng polarity with respect to time. So ibig sabihin, meron tayong positive half cycle. Ito 'yon, unang kalahati ng cycle. Ito kasi cycle to mula dito hanggang dito. Okay, pag umulit ulit, next cycle 'yon. Okay, so yung half cycle yan, yung kalahati. So yung kalahating half cycle is positive kasi nandito siya sa first quadrant. Okay. Then itong negative half cycle, so negative siya kasi nasa fourth quadrant. Kung maalala nyo sa analytic geometry, di ba ito yung first quadrant, second, third, fourth. Okay, so parang ganun lang. So pag dito sa fourth quadrant, negative yung cycle mo. Okay. So basta ang idea lang yung sa taas positive, yung sa baba is negative cycle. Okay, half cycle. So ngayon, dahil dun sa pag-alternate niya ng polarity, kusa siyang nag-off. Okay, during AC. Kasi ito, gagana siya, trigger siya. Then, pagdating dito, mag-off siya. Kasi yung kuryente mo is magre-reverse. Okay? While yung yung pangalawa, which is the forced commutation. So, dito, kailangan mong i-reverse yung flow ng current or pwede ring sabihin natin banggain mo siya ng mas mataas na magnitude ng kuryente. So, ibig sabihin kung ano yung direction ng una, kukontrahin mo siya na isa pang direction na baliktad. Okay? So, parang ganun yung ano. Pero anyway, i-discuss natin ngayon. So, yung sabi ko sa AC circuit, the current always passes through zero for every half cycle. Okay? So, yung sine wave, gaya nito, iba pagka positive half cycle dyan siya. Pero darating yung time na magsisiro siya. Then saka siya magkakaroon ng alternating direction. O alternate direction. O yung yung current reversal. So, ibig sabihin, mag-change yung direction ng current. So, pagdating dito, mamamatay syempre yung device mo. Okay? So, pag namatay yung device mo dyan, so technically, it is an off condition. Okay? So, sabi dito, nangyari yung off, turn off ng device dahil dun sa negative portion ng sine wave na yun. So, this process is called as natural commutation. So, bakit natural? Kasi wala ka naman ibang external circuit na kailangan. So, kusa lang siyang namatay, kumbaga. Kusa lang siyang nag-off. Para lang yan, kunyari, isang tao namatay na wala namang sakit, ganun. So, katandaan lang. So, natural death ang tawag doon. So, parang ganun lang. Pero, meron ding pepersahin mo. Okay? Kasi, syempre, kung natural yan na mangyayari, okay yun. Kung darating yung time na papatayin niya sarili niya dahil i-off niya yung dahil magkakaroon ng alternation. Okay? Pero mahirap din antayin yung what if kailangan mo nang i-off kagad. Okay? So kung kailangan mo na i-off kagad, so gagamit ka ng forced commutation. So, ang gagawin mo doon, yung current mo, yung anode current mo is diverted daw to another circuitry. So, to turn off a thyristor, the forward anode current should be brought to zero. Okay, so pag sinabing brought to zero, halos mawala na talaga yung kuryente. Okay? Totally wala na. So, per sufficient time to allow the removal of charge carrier. So, in case of DC circuits, the forward current should be forced to zero by means of some external. Okay? Pag DC ang circuitry mo, syempre walang reversal yun kasi direct current nga. Okay, so para makontra mo yun, kailangan mo ng another circuit. Okay, so itong circuit na to, andito sa baba. Okay, so yan yung typical thyristor commutation circuit. So ganyan itsura ng circuit na mismo nilalagay. So yung thyristor M mo, T sub M mo, is the main thyristor. Okay, through which the flow of power is controlled. So yung capacitor C, okay, and ito may capacitor C dito. Okay, may capacitor na polarized, may polarity. Okay, then merong 4 na thyristor pati T1, T2, T3, T4. Okay, ngayon ang dito, at initial charge mo, walang karga yung initially walang karga tong capacitor. So magcha-charge yan. Okay. So meron lang dito na kapag ganito ang bias, positive to. So forward bias tong T2 and T4. Kaya mangyari, kapag ganitong condition, ma-trigger itong T2 at T4. So magiging shorted yon. Then mag-charge na ngayon yung capacitor. Pero dito, off to. Saka itong T1 at T3 ay naka-off. Okay, so yun. Tapos yung once na sabi dito to switch off, okay, yung T sub M thyristor, so T1, T3 are triggered on. Okay, so this result in applying reverse polarity voltage across T M. Okay, so parang idea lang. Pag kasi ito ang connection, okay, mapapansin mo, ito ay positive. Yan ang positive. Tapos ito ang nag-short, negative. Nakakonect sa negative. Tingnan mo. Pagka na-charge to, at na-full charge na to, ang mangyayari, positive na tong cathode nito. Tapos, yung anode nito is negative. So, ito magiging open na to. Dito naman ang kuryente. Okay? Kaso mapapansin mo, kanina dito positive ang kuryente dito sa side na to. Ngayon magiging negative na. Okay? Then dito rin, magiging positive na yung dating negative. So dahil doon, magbabaliktad yung flow ng current. So pag once na nagbaliktad yung flow ng current niyan, so mag-o-off na ngayon yung SCR mo. Okay? So ganun lang siya. And thyristor T sub M is switch on for the next on period. Okay, kasi once na ma-discharge na to, kasi ang capacitor charge-discharge lang naman yun. So magkakarga siya, tapos i-discharge niya. Siyempre, pag discharge niya, kailangan niya ulit mag-charge. Okay. So pag kailangan niya ulit mag-charge, ito na naman ulit yung mag-short. Mag-open na naman yung iba. Okay, mag-open na naman to. Itong dalawa mag-open naman. Ito naman na shorted ulit. Kaya yung capacitor mo na naman is magcha-charge na naman siya hanggang ma-full charge. So pag na-full charge siya ulit, i-turn off na naman niya. Parang ganun lang yung sequence niya. Okay? Kaya paulit-ulit parang charging, discharging, on-off, on-off. Ganun. Okay? So ganun yung force commutation. Pero syempre, sabi ko nga, may iba pang way dyan. Basta ganun lang yung strategy. Tatanggalin mo lang yung flow. Okay, so babalik rin yung flow ng current. Yung anode current mo, hindi mo siya papadaanin. So ida-divert mo siya para dumaan sa iba. Ganun yung mga techniques. Okay, so questions? Proceed tayo dito sa types. Okay, so kung may question, magtanong lang ha. Okay, pero kung wala naman, sige, tuloy na natin ulit yung natin. discussion natin. Okay, so wait lang. Okay, sige, wait. Meron kasing... Okay, sige. So, next is... Okay, so next is yung types of thyristor. So first we have yung pace controlled. Okay, so rectifying line frequency voltage and current for AC and DC motor drives. Okay. And next is ang pace controlled usually large yung voltage niya. Okay. So isipin nyo up to 7 kilovolts. Okay. And 7,000 volts yan and current up to 5,000 amperes o 5 kiloamperes. So type 1 capability. So isipin nyo ang ano natin 220 volts lang ang supply natin sa bahay. Tapos yung sa mga poste sa utility poles bago pumunta ng distribution transformer. Mga 14.2 yan or 14.9 depende sa ano. So lumalabas kung 7K ang kaya niya. So ibig sabihin kalahati noon kaya niya. So miski paano malaking ano rin malaki yung kaya niyang voltage and current requirement niya. Okay? So yun yung maganda sa kanya kasi pag ganyan magagamit mo siya sa industry, sa mga planta, etc. Okay, so next is the low on state voltage drop. So mababa yung voltage drop niya from 1.5 to 3 volts lang. And pangalawa naman is yung inverter grade. So it is used in inverter and chopper. Okay, yung inverter is from DC to AC power. Okay. While yung chopper naman, so it can be an AC chopper or a DC chopper. So pag DC chopper, so you will convert yung isang DC to DC or AC to AC, ganun. Babaguhin mo lang yung magnitude, etc. So yun yung ano na inverter grade. And it is quite fast, so it can be turned on using yung force commutation method natin. Okay, then next is we have yung light activated na thyristor. So similar to pace control but triggered by pulse of light. Okay, so ibig sabihin kailangan mo ng liwanag. Okay, para ma-activate. Meron kasi tayong tinatawag na light activated SCR or silicon controlled rectifier. Okay, so next is yan, so okay, so normally very high power rating ang light activated SCR and it is similar in operation to pace controlled but triggered lang ng pulse of light. Kasi meron niyang ano parang may silicon pellet yan na kung saan merong glass tapos pag tumama doon yung light, syempre tatagos sa glass kasi see-through yung ano. So papasok yung light then ma-receive nung silicon pellet. So yun yung magti-trigger sa kanya. Okay, so ganun siya nag-operate. Okay, next. Yan. So SCR ratings for voltage and current approach those of diodes. So devices for high voltage DC conversion have been built with simultaneous 12 kilovolt and 6 kiloamperes type 2 rating. Okay, so, and we have a figure below that show types of thyristor in practice. Okay, so ganyan yung mga ginagamit natin thyristor. So iba-iba yung packaging niya. Package ang tawag dito. Okay, so meron tayong ganitong klaseng package, meron ganyan, meron din ganito. So kinompare siya sa pera, sa coin. Hindi ko lang sure kung alam kung ganong kalaki to kasi pang US na coin eh. Okay, so US na coin. So, hindi natin masyadong no. Dime. Hindi ko sure lang kung nickel o dime yan eh. Anyway. So, yan yung mga pumper semiconductor switches natin. Okay, next na device is yung tinatawag nating triac. So, triac meaning triode AC, triode alternating current. So, it is a two-thyristor connected back-to-back. Used for high or medium power control for both AC and DC application. So, as shown in figure 2.10, either of the electrodes MT1 and MT2 can act as anode and either is cathode. So the device can be triggered by either positive or negative voltage on the gate with respect to MT1. So this device is effectively two thyristor SCR back-to-back in construction with an external N region. Okay, so ito yung SCR natin, kung maalala nyo PNPN, di ba? Tapos may gate, may anode, cathode. Okay, dito, meron silang mga sariling ginamit. Okay, so MT, okay, MT2. Tapos ito yung MT1. Then yung gate. Okay, so actually, mas mas maayos yung nito compared dito syempre sa... Okay, so yan. So yung back-to-back na FCR, ito yon. PNPN, PNP, NPNP. Tapos may external N for the gate. Okay, so MT1, MT2. Okay, next is ito. Yung symbol niya. So, ganyan na symbol ng triac. Okay. So, the four possible modes of operation of triac are MT2 plus G. So, both relative to MT1 gate current flows into gate terminal. And next is we have yung gate. Okay, gate current opposite to A, get current as A, and get gate current as A, gate current as B. Okay. So, ito yung symbol ng GTO. Okay, so wait lang, accept ko lang to. Okay, yan yung symbol ng GTO, ng gate. Turn off thyristor. Okay, so ang GTO behaves like normal thyristor but can be turned off using gate signal. So, however, turning off is difficult, need very large gate current, normally 1 pip of anode current, and GTO symbol and characterizations or characteristics, okay, are shown in figure 2.11. Okay, so ito yung symbol niya. So parang anode lang, parang diode lang. So may anode, may cathode. Tapos may anode current na nagpo-flow, may anode to cathode voltage o yung diode voltage. Then meron third terminal, yung gate. Okay. The symbol. Then yung characteristic niya halos same lang din. May reverse breakdown. Okay. Ang ratings niya, so voltage is, to cathode voltage is less than 6 kilovolts. Current is, less than 2 kiloamperes. So, mataas din yung requirement niya. So, ideal talaga siyang gamitin sa industrial, usage. So, frequency mo is less than 5 kilohertz. So, gate drive design is very difficult. and need very large reverse gate current to turn off. And GTO normally requires snubbers. Okay, yung snubbers actually yun yung merong charging ano yan, parang may capacitor kasi pag ganyan. Okay. So need very sige, wait, sorry. High power snubbers are expensive. Okay, yun lang ano reason niya. Mahal kasi kung may additional circuitry. Okay, and in very high power region, so greater than 6 kilovolts and greater than 2 kiloamperes. So the development in gate controlled thyristor may effectively end the future of GTO. Okay. Okay, next is power transistors. So it can be turned on and off by relatively very small control signals and operation in saturation cutoff modes only. So in saturation kasi parang yan yung on nyo. Yung cutoff, syempre off. So walang linear region dito. So hindi ka gaya dati na may pag sinabing linear region of operation, doon ka nag-amplify, etc. Ano bang mga kailangan, okay? Okay, sige. Yan, ano pa? So, operation is allowed due to excessive power loss. Traditional device by BJT, metal oxide silicon field effect transistor. So, yung mga BJT MOSFET nyo, IGBT, or the insulated gate bipolar transistor. And meron tayong mga bagong devices, yung emerging new devices such as yung gate controlled or insulated gate controlled thyristors. Okay. So, ito yung curve ng diode, transistor curve ng BJT. Okay, so B versus I. Okay, then, yan. Okay, so, dito, ito yung symbol ng BJT, PNP. Sorry, PNP, NPN. Kasi, yung arrow mo is palabas. Okay. So, yun. So, ganun pa rin yung pin o terminals mo. So, we have the BJ, emitter, collector, and base. Okay, so base, emitter, collector. So, yun yung ano natin, BJT. Okay. So, yung mga power transistor nila medyo malaki, mas mataas ng konti. Pag gumamit ka kasi niyan, pwede siguro sa mga bahay-bahay. Pero pwede rin sa mga siguro sa industry, pero yung hindi ganun katataas na requirement. Kasi medyo okay din naman yung niya. So, ang rating voltage niya is usually less than 1,600 volts, 1.6 kilovolts. Pero syempre sa bahay, mataas na rin yan kasi sa atin nga to 20 volts lang, di ba? So current is less than 1 kiloamperes, 1,000 amperes. Ang switching frequency niya is up to 5 kilohertz. Okay, and mababa yung on-state voltage mo, around 2 to 3 volts lang. So therefore, mababa yung on-state loss mo. And yung beta mo, so low current gain, so need the base current to obtain reasonable I sub C. Actually, technically it is a drawback or pros and cons na to pinag-usapan natin. Basta yung characteristic niya lang. So, expensive, it can be a con, di ba? Cons. A drawback, okay? And complex base drive circuit. So, kailangan mo mag-design. Kaya hindi ganun masyado. Kaya it is not popular in new products, okay? So, in terms of characteristics, the turn on and off the device, a base drive circuit is connected to the base and emitter terminal. So, to turn on, current is injected into the base terminal. Kaya tandaan nyo, class, ang BJT or is a current control device, bipolar junction transistor. Kasi ginagamit natin is yung yung current na i-inject nyo sa base terminal. So when turned on, conventional current passes from collector to emitter. And to turn off, the base current is removed. Okay, so pag nawala yung base current, so mag-off siya. Okay, yun yung control niya, kaya nga current controlled siya. Okay. So the current gain of a BJT tends to be low when operated in saturated on condition. So beta is less than 10 is common. It deteriorates as voltage ratings increases, and it is normal to use yung mga cascading techniques, such as yung mga Darlington connection natin for higher current gain. Okay, so next is after ng BJT, pwede naman tayong gumamit ng PET, metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. So ang PET nga lang is voltage controlled ang PET. Okay. So these are the three terminals. Okay. Yan. Kaya makikita nyo, kailangan mo ng voltage controlled kasi ito. So BGS. So gate to source. So ang terminal niya is gate, drain, and source. Okay. Ito yung N channel. So this is considered the faster switching device. Kaya kaya niya kasi yung 200 kHz na frequency. So mabilis yun. So for rating voltage less than 500 volts, yun nga lang din na ganun katataas yung niya. Okay, and current sa drain to source current mo is less than 300 amperes. Okay, or at 100 kilohertz. Okay, less than 1,500 volts, 300 amperes. Okay. So ganun yung niya. Okay, yung characteristic. So turning on and off is very simple. Only need to provide V sub GS is equal to plus 15 volts to turn on and turn off. So ganun lang siya. 0 volts to turn off pala. So plus 15 volts to turn on, 0 volts to turn off. Okay, so gate drive circuit is simple. Basically low voltage device. So high voltage device are available up to 600 volts. But with limited current, so it can be paralleled quite easily for higher current capability. And dominant in high frequency application, which is about greater than 100 kilohertz. Ang biggest application niya is yung sa mga switch mode power supply nyo. So kung maalala nyo mga SMPS nyo, ewan ko, diniscuss na sa inyo to, pero kung familiar kayo sa assessment ng ng IPAS, meron yung magdi-desolder kayo tapos disassembly ng actually yung assembly na part doon yung pagsolda, tapos di-desolder mo muna, isosolda mo ulit, tapos yung sa power supply. So yan yung SMPS. Okay. So ganun. Ano pa? Okay, so on-state loss niya is relative high at greater than 3 volts. Okay. So practically, MOSFET characteristic consists of 3 regions. So we have the cut-off region or the off state, the linear region, and the active region. Okay, so ideally, MOSFET are represented by a short circuit when operating within the on state, and an open circuit when operating within the off state. Okay, so ito yung MOSFET characteristics. Okay, so ito yung natin. Okay, so linear region, saturation region, then active, then cutoff. Okay. So, ang idea lang dito is kapag naka-on state, short circuit siya, open circuit off state. Okay, next is the insulated gate bipolar transistor. IGBT. So this is also a three-terminal switch as shown in figure 2.14. So its operation modes are characteristics. And characteristics are almost similar to those for MOSFET and MOSFET shown in figure 2.13. Okay, so ito yung characteristic ng MOSFET. So yun nga lang, ang pagkakaiba lang niya. Halos similar except for the operating ranges lang. So mas iba, nagbago lang ito, mas mataas na kuryente sa kabultahe ang nito. So ang itsura niya para siyang transistor din, pero doble yung niya. Pero may mahaba, may maikli. Okay, so yan yung gate. Okay, so yun. IGBT has a combination of BJT and MOSFET. Parang pinagsama yung characteristics nila. Okay, so ito yung mga yun. So gate behavior similar to MOSFET, easy to turn on and off. Low losses. Kasi ang problem sa MOSFET, di ba mataas yung loss niya. Pero yung low loss naman ng BJT ang ginagamit. Okay, due to low on state of collector emitter where voltage which is about 2 to 3 volts lang. And ratings, so less than 6,000 volts. Ang collector to emitter voltage mo and current is nasa 2,500 amperes. Okay, and good switching capability. So up to 100 kilohertz for newer devices and typical application. So usually ginagamit siya sa 20 to 50 kilohertz. And for very special, very high power device and application, frequency is limited to several kilohertz. And it's very popular in new products, practically replacing BJT. And snubberless operation is possible. Yan. Yun yung advantage. So yung iba pang switching device, we have naman yung DIAC, which is diode AC, static induction transistor, SIT. Meron ding static induction thyristors. Pag transistor, SIT. Pagka thyristor, SIT din pero may H. And MOS controlled, metal oxide semiconductor controlled thyristor, MCT. Actually, MCT yung pinaka ngayon. Parang yung future niya, emerging device. Okay, so an effort to combine the advantages of BJT, the bipolar junction, and field effect structures has resulted in hybrid devices. So yung IGBT is an improvement over a BJT and MCT is an improvement over a thyristor. So titingnan nyo, nag-improve din. Okay, so ganun siya. Kaya kung improvement yun yung ginagamit sa mga susunod nating Kaya ini-introduce ko sa inyo to para pag nakagraduate kayo, alam niyo yung mga kung ano yung mga ginagamit na ngayong panahon. Okay? So hindi lang yung traditional lang alam nyo. Okay, so MCT characteristics. So MCT can be switched on and off by negative or positive gate voltage respectively. And it has a turn on and then off times with high-speed switching capability. Which is desirable yon kasi gusto natin mabilis ang switching, di ba? And low conduction losses, so low switching losses and high current density. And the gating requirements of an MCT are easier than those of the GTO since it needs a smaller gate turn-off current due to its high gate input impedance. And compared with the power MOSFET, it has higher current density and lower forward drop. So it has a great potential in high power, high voltage application. And the peak power of 1 megawatt can be switched off in 2 nanoseconds by a single MCT. So yung MCT talaga yung parang malabas na yan yung mga sa susunod. So yung MCT overcomes several of the limitation of the existing power devices and promises to be better switch for the future. Kaya yun lang ano. Unti-unti pa siyang nag-improve kasi. So MCT symbol and equivalent circuit ng MCT, then characteristic ito. So ito yung MCT symbol. Meron tayong P-type MCT, then N MCT. So memorize nyo na lang yan kasi pag sa exam, pwedeng lumabas yan. Okay? Then ito yung equivalent niya. So para meron kang transistor, dalawang transistor, Q1, Q2. Then meron ka ring MOSFET. Okay? Dalawang MOSFET. Parang dalawang BJT tapos dalawang MOSFET. Kaya parang kinuha mo yung mga characteristic nila. So yun yung reason kung bakit parang sila yung pinaka-desirable para sa mga picture applications. Okay, so tapos yung operation niya, yan parang on and off. So pag turn on, pag ganun, pag off, pag ganyan. On off. Kaya parang lumalabas parang ganito lang yung idealized characteristic niya, ideal characteristic. So pag naka-off siya, ganyan lang. Pag naka-on, naka-ayan. So ganun lang. Okay, so iba pang emerging device, yung silicon carbide. Okay, semiconductors which are a new option. So ang feature naman niya is extremely low switching losses. Tapos zero reverse recovery charge. Okay, which improves system efficiency. High power density siya. So smaller footprint, reduces system size and weight. High thermal conductivity. Okay, so 2.5 times more thermally conductive than silicon. Then di ka na kayo gagamit ng masyadong malaking heat sink. Kasi yun ang mahal eh. Actually pag nag-project kayo, ewan ko kung nakapag-project na kayo ng mga nagumamit kayo ng mga heat sink. Yung heat sink pag binili mo mahal yan eh. Aluminum kasi, di ba? So kung mabawasan mo yun and mapaliit mo, mas mura siya. Okay? So high temperature operation yun. Ano rin yun kasi sabi ko nga ang electronics, ang kalaban niya is init. So kung kaya niyang mag-operate sa matataas na temperature, so maganda yun. So it will increase power density and improve reliability. Okay? Then lastly, ito yung summary ng power semiconductor device capability by the year 2020 na ngayon eh. Kaya medyo nag-improve na. Okay, so yung frequency tumataas. Ito yung mga device ng MOSFET, IGBTs, MCTs. Yung MCTs talagang lumalaki. Okay. Yung GTO ito, yung thyristor ito. So current versus voltage siya. Okay, so kung titingnan natin yung MCT, yung parang halos lahat ng device kasi parang mature na. So meaning yung MCT pa lang ang parang bata pa. So marami pang improvement sa kanya pagdating ng araw. So kaya ang pinupuntahan natin yung MCT technology na parang sa tingin ko kasi based dito sa expansion ng araw. So ibig sabihin ito, darating yung time na lalaki yung box, yung box o parang lumalabas itong parang yung kahon niya. Okay. So ibig sabihin kung sa graph mo titignan, nag-improve yung frequency operation niya. And kasi pag mas marami siya na cover, syempre pinaka-ideal, ito pinakalabas na box kung makagawa ka ng ganung device. Pero wala namang ganun kasi kung mapapansin nyo, lahat naman ng parang bihira yung ganyan na isa, yung whole package sa kanya na lahat. Okay, bihira yun. Kahit nga sa mga talent, di ba, bihira makita ng isang tao na lahat ng talent na sa kanya. So parang ganun. Pero ang kagandahan lang ng MCTs, nag-improve siya through time. So parang ito yung magiging future. Kasi bata pa yung technology na yan. Kasi yung iba matanda na. So wala na tayong i-improve dyan masyado. Okay? Kaya next few years, MCT yung parang siya na yung magiging muka ng power electronics. Sa ngayon, kasi unless na may mga bago pang emerging devices na ma-invento. Okay? So may question kayo? Okay, so